Hello, and welcome to the Workshop 1 online video presentation. This presentation is part of the extensive community engagement process being developed for the Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Master Plan. My name is Zachary Meading, and I'll guide you through the presentation for this workshop process. The purpose of this master plan is to develop a guide, a roadmap for the future of the development and implementation of recreation for the next 5, 10, and 15 years within the City of Carson. It's based on local community needs, what local members want within their community and their locale. Our recommendations are specific to support the local community of Carson, as well as funding and implementation strategies to make your vision a reality. This process is broken down into 5 parts. The first, getting an inventory of the existing conditions, getting the lay of the land, what facilities exist where, and what condition they're in, how many programs exist to the community members. And then the most important part is developing the extensive community engagement process, where we go out to the community in multiple different ways to collect as many residents' voices as possible on parks and recreation needs throughout the community. Finally, we take all of that information and develop a needs analysis, balancing the wants and desires of the community residents with the existing facility and conditions throughout the City of Carson. Ultimately, that needs analysis will shape our recommendations. Lastly, developing a report and funding and implementation strategies will develop ways that can be utilized to implement these recommendations as we move forward into Parks and Recreation for the next 5, 10, and 15 years. This process will take place over a 10-month timeline, starting with that inventory and a development of existing conditions, looking at what exists, including items such as the demographics within the community, where the community is. We'll look at all that background information. And today, here we are, 6 months down the road, in the middle of the process where we're at the most important part, reaching out to you, the community, to find out what your thoughts are and your desires and wants and needs are within Parks and Recreation for the City of Carson. We look back across the existing documents to develop really the backbone of the existing conditions. Before we go out to the community, we've looked at the land use, the zoning maps, where residential facilities are in relationship to some commercial facilities, where parks are in relationship to all of that, what the existing annual report and current strategies are of the city and various departments, as well as current plans, such as the master plan for bikeways. We'll look at all the existing planning information pertinent to this process to make sure there's continuity throughout all of the development documents that are prepared as we move forward into the creation of this master plan. Looking back across the inventory of parks and facilities, we see that there are 16 parks located throughout the community, 4 public swimming pools, 5 community and recreation centers, 1 county park with a swimming pool, 1 county golf course, 12 activity and meeting rooms, as well as 1 skate park. Next, we map out all of these facilities and look at where they are, what facilities exist within which parts of the community throughout the entire City of Carson. This gives us an identification of what is the distribution of facilities and the equitable access to parkland. Part of our background analysis also looked at the demographics for the City of Carson. We find that throughout a diverse community, the population has grown to almost 100,000 residents. We look at the age ranges and find that the highest percentage of that age range falls between 35 to 64 years of age, coming in at 39%. We also look at this in relationship to the LA County average age ranges. We see here that the senior population is higher in relationship to the LA County, and the inverse is true. The youth population for the City of Carson is lower than the averages that are within LA County. This information will help us guide and develop programs for different age ranges as well as community members throughout the city. So that way we can make sure that we're capturing all of the community member voices as we move through the community workshop process. Coming to the most important part of this master plan development is the extensive community engagement. We'll be holding stakeholder interviews, sports organization questionnaires, community workshops such as this one, statistically valid surveys, as well as a project website where we'll post all of this information on and have a feedback button. So at any point in time, whether you missed the workshop or if you didn't get a phone call during the statistically valid survey, everybody still has an opportunity to take part and send direct feedback to the planning team through the website. On the project website, you'll be able to not only send direct feedback to the planning team at any point in time during this process, but you'll also get to see the results As we move forward and we collect information, we'll be sharing those results back on the project website so we can create a two-way dialogue. You can continue to provide feedback based on the information you're learning along the way with us for this master planning effort. At the posting of this video, Workshop 1, a survey will be live from February 16th through March 2nd, where we'll be asking questions such as what are the great community characteristics that make Carson a great place to live, work, and play? What are some issues that might be negatively impacting those community characteristics? And ultimately, what role can Parks and Recreation do to support those great community characteristics and mitigate the issues that might be impacting them in the future? I'd like to hear your thoughts, and please share the information and the opportunity to participate with your friends and family and community members throughout the city. We'll also be holding additional workshops. All the information will be posted on the project website. Workshop 2 will be held in 4 unique locations to make sure that we provide convenient access for community members all across the city of Carson. Check back on the website regularly to find out more information on where workshops will be held, as well as what information has been collected to date. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing your voice in this process and seeing the vision for the city of Carson develop in this Parks and Recreation master planning effort.